Hi, is this you? Trying to be good at Valorant but can't? Want to play with friends but they all say you're really bad? Well, maybe you should learn a bit before you play. Just look at how this player plays the game and helps his teammates. Maybe learning how the game works will help you get better. So, do you want to get better? Well, I am here to do just that. I'll teach you the mechanics in Valorant to help you get better, starting with... Alright, you remember that time you tried to fire at the enemy? Yeah, now try it again. You see, when you try to quote-unquote run and gun, your bullets rarely hit where you want them to go, just like real life. The bullets you shoot have a bullet spread, and when shooting regularly without moving, your bullets will go like this. This is also true for all other weapons such as your automatic firing weapons and pistols, and will make it harder to get kills. Well, unless you're lucky. In turn, when you do the opposite, if you hold still before you fire, your first bullet is always 100% accurate. This is called strafing, and it works because your first bullet always goes right where you are aiming, as long as you are not moving. Good. Now that we have the basics of gun mechanics out of the way, it's time to move on to... Hey, what are you looking at? Look up! Why? Because if you look that far down, you won't be able to kill your enemy, and the other person will have a better chance at killing you first. However, when you look at the head, you can get the upper hand on your opponent. Now, to best use this feature, you must know exactly where to aim besides just the head. Look at this example. Look at how they turn the corner and their aim is right on the archway. Or in this next one, how they start to go in, and to make sure no one comes up behind his team, he keeps an eye out behind where he entered. This is called watching the flank. It can be good to watch out for any unsuspecting enemies coming up from behind. These angles are good to make sure you are watching out for your enemies, while sometimes making sure you are also out of harm's way. It does require some practice to get good at for beginners, but it's good since you are helping your team stay alive. So make sure you practice on different maps and with different angles. Now the last thing to learn about is agents, and there are a lot. Detailing all of them and how their abilities work would take hours and wouldn't help too much since the game gives you a description of what they can do, and most of them do similar stuff, just with a little added flair from the others. So, I'll just be detailing the roles they play and how their abilities help them fill it. The 4 roles the agents can play are Sentinel, Duelist, Controller, and Initiator, with the agents being Chamber, ISO, Brimstone, and Sova. Now I have pre-recorded Chamber's abilities. Alright, so first things first is this little guy. This guy will scan for enemies. Normally it would be scanning for these guys, but it just doesn't scan these guys. For the sake of this demonstration, this thing will shoot out a little dart and hit one of these guys. Doesn't kill them, but it creates this circle that makes people slow. For example, they'll make this circle and you are super slow. Super duper slow. That's that. This is a little teleporter, so say we are going into here, and just to be safe, if there are enemies I want to get out as quick as I can, I will put it right there. There are multiple enemies, maybe get one, and I teleport back to that point. It's basically like a spawn point. My last ability is this little guy. Every time you purchase it, you get 1 bullet, and it's instant headshot if they don't have armor in the body. It's a 3-shot, and in the legs, it's a 4-shot. Solid weapon. There you go, editing, William. You do whatever you want with that. Thank you, post-editing, William. Now, ISO being a duelist means his abilities are made for dueling others. Hey, stop that. His first ability gives him a shield that can block exactly 1 bullet of any kind. His second lets him toss a flower that goes through walls and puts the vulnerable status onto anyone it touches. Lastly, his final ability lets him shoot out a small wall that moves forward and covers him and his teammates from damage if stood behind. Be wary since none of these last too long. The controller naturally controls the place you want to be at. Most carry smoke or some type of ability that blocks attackers from getting towards you. In the case of Brimstone, we see the use of smoke here to stop sight of certain areas to allow him to get where he wants to be. We also see the effect of his Molotov blocking an entire area from being accessed, since walking into the fire would burn and kill the attacker. And lastly, his stim beacon makes any teammate who walks into it run and shoot faster. The final type of role in Valorant is an initiator, shown by Sova. His abilities include being able to throw a drone that he can use as a camera. He also has arrows that once shot can scan enemies in a circle around it, and shock arrows that can slow and damage enemies caught within its radius. You think you got that, buddy? Good. Now go out there and win some games. Yeah. You missed. You missed. Alright. That's